need another
Hold up.
saw. I
Okay.
still need another saw.
This video will be slightly different from my usual content because it's scripted, edited, and we also had to take the PNG avatar out back. I'm making this together and release all my currently known information about the myth. Let's start from an easy place. My first meeting. I don't have any footage of this, so bear with me. Let's lay some groundwork that we get from the game description. According to it, this takes place late January 1979. Doing slight amount of investigation in-game, we know that this takes place in Indiana, a little ways away from Indianapolis. First off, it was a large-scale myth hunt when I first visited the game. This made it slightly difficult to gather information from talking, so I stayed back and observed what actually happened. This is where we meet our cast of characters. Two characters, actually. Anya and Benito, childhood best friends. They both work for a small restaurant called Carlos's Diner. In the hunt, we were shown around the diner, since this was a tour of the town. After showing us around, giving us food and drinks, he took us down the street. He, as in Benito, since Anya hadn't showed up yet. This is where most of the events happened. When we were there, we got transported to a flashback of Benito's house. In this flashback, we were at a house party hosted by Benito. Keep in mind, Anya didn't come along with us. Here, we played some games, ate food, and then something happened. I don't actually know what happened because my dumbass had to mow the lawn, and by the time I returned, the house apparently burnt down and everyone was kicked. Awesome. When I returned, there was a new character, new person, Detective Somner, trying to solve a case involving an exploded house and a few other crimes that followed. I didn't have a chance to talk to her. Her table was full of random people. Eventually, it cooled down as Benito and Anya exited character and started messing around. I eventually left to hit the ground on Forsaken. Yeah! Woohoo! I haven't actually played Forsaken in a bit. I've been pressure maxing. Here's where I did some of my own investigation after the game emptied. The game I found right after can be located outside of the main game, Calling Card, which is the game you're seeing footage of right now, and has some information for us to look at. If you move slightly to the right and then go into the Detective Sheriff's office, you'll be transported to a different game. Switching music. Cut this out.
Strengthen your hair and protect.
Well, I don't need aliens. Oh my god, I meant unicorn.
I'm gonna be using Deltarune music for all of this, by the way. This game is called A Long Sleepless Night. The game on Somner's profile. The game consists of seemingly a snapshot in time. There are two directions you can walk, towards the police lights and into the police office. Heading into the police office, you can enter Detective Somner's office in the corner, and another cop's office, but it doesn't have much. Inside her office, we could see a note with the New Days logo and some notes. This is the part where I wasn't supposed to read that.
Does it go by best to worst? Well, I meant worst to best. Unicorn? Let's go. I got the 2 unicorns. I need
Each of the victims were higher ups in the corporate world. This attack was political. As a state, we might be under attack. This is your last warning. See you all in hell. Supposedly signed by the New Days myth. Going to...
How can you get steal 1.4 thousand
read
times?
yet.
Like, how is that possible?
Going towards the police lights, we could see Benita and Anya again. If you wait around long enough, you can listen to them talk to the police.
Oh, I spelled 145. Oh my god. 6?
Wait.
That's actually crazy. 6 entire. Keep it.
Let us go home. It's freezing out here, man. Sorry, sir.
Wow, we should have
Any non-officer aren't allowed past this point. Try looping around. We can't, man. The snow hasn't been cleared anywhere else, and it's up to our knees. If you walk past,
Imagine 2 people have quintillions of dollars.
if you're moving past them, you can see some officers around remnants of a house. Going inside, we can see. Oh shit! Is that a body? Is that multiple bodies?
Just spending billions of dollars. Just to
Instantly,
get
we spot the
prizes or
ghost.
something.
Ghosts and
No.
2 dead bodies.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult to understand what the ghosts are doing. Getting the attention of other ghosts? Making fun of the guys who
I hate
died?
that all
Maybe
of
they
the,
are the
like,
guys who
things
died.
that you can pay is everywhere.
The body to ghost number doesn't match. There's 4
Like,
ghosts,
if you
but we can only
accidentally
see
walk on one,
about 2
something pops up
bodies.
on your screen.
Just kidding. Up a ladder,
You have
you
to run
can
over
find the
its
last
face.
ghost. To find the last body.
But that died,
Finding
like,
each body gives you a badge with the victim's number. Looking next to the house,
that
we can see a
ghost? I think
spray
that- I
painted
think
New
that
Days
was
logo.
ghost.
But that's all the game has to show, or that I'm aware of.
It's gone. Oh, I don't really need it. It's not that good. But why are werewolves so strong? Like, how?
Let's look around the diner again. We can see a missing poster from the street. We can see a missing poster labeled Miles Cliff, 19 years old. Description: last born April 3rd, er, born April 3rd, 1960. A white male, around 6 foot. He was last seen the night of December 10th after playing a show at a local bar 15 minutes west of Indianapolis. That bar being this bar, of course. At least, that's what we can infer. The next place can be found by walking down the street over here. Around this corner, you can see a couple things, but if you touch this chair, you'll actually be teleported to down the street. It doesn't have much, or does it?
Dang, you watch me fall.
At least, that's what I hope it does.
Oh, you missed!
You don't have to be a VIP
Oh my God.
to get more than just savings with Geico. Every customer gets
Music transition, come on.
friendly claim support.
Yeah, like the best thing in the game. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna see stuff that
It really
I haven't
doesn't,
got yet.
except for 2 teleporters tied to the houses.
What happened?
How singular plot of land is the other? When walking towards the
next
plot of
week,
land,
next week, but next
this is where we
week,
can
next week.
investigate Benito's house after the fire.
Rock your body. Rock your body. Dang, you're good. What? How did you hit me like that? How about no freezing me? How about no freezing me? Alright, no freezing me. No freezing. Alright, just fight. Imagine we missed a ghost and we didn't even realize.
Upon entering, there isn't much. We have
'Cause they are
a living room,
invisible, and sometimes the things can spawn invisible. I don't really need it.
a kitchen, and an office.
I know. No, dude, it's called a shotgun.
Walking down a hallway, we see Benito's room and 2 other doors. Entering Benito's room, we see a lot of posters.
No, that was a
Bands,
shotgun.
movies, peace posters. It's a very nice room. I'll give him that. It's definitely got the cozy vibes that I would want to see from a friend's house. Walking into the closet, we can see a gun and gas cans, Let's just move down the hall, where we can see a closed door. Looking through the window, we can see another dead body. Wow, cool. From the meeting I remember, that was his mother. Moving towards the door at the end of the hallway, we get transported to the basement. And we see yet another corpse, but he isn't fully dead. If you stick around, you can hear him calling out to Benito. Let's switch music again.
I got you. Sorry about that. I shot you as soon as I got
Benito,
out.
please, don't leave me here. I can tell you anything you wish to hear. Please don't leave me here.
Had a Roblox thing pop up on my screen for a minute. Doc, can I get a ghost?
Oh my
Did I
God,
just ghost?
advertisements.
Is that a ghost?
Stems flying
This
inside
is
Santa.
That wasn't a ghost.
scripted, semi-unscripted, so bear with me.
What are you playing?
Going further into the basement, we could see the startings of a fire. This is about it for Benito's house.
Guys,
Let's go to the
I
more
didn't hear you.
intact home.
But did you say anything about shooting? Probably did. I'll shoot you. Where did you go? I jumped onto your head and then boom, you disappeared. Hold on, I want to see something. I want to see something.
When joining,
Walk your base,
we don't
please,
see
walk your
much.
base.
Living room, kitchen, same song and dance. So I'm gonna change things up
You also walk
by
your
doing the
bed.
exact same thing. Walking into the door ahead, we see more doors. A locked door, a bathroom,
Wait, is double speed and
and what seems to be
double spawn on?
Anya's
Yes,
bedroom.
double spawn on.
We see
Wait,
a
did we
couple more of the same things, except
Yo,
it's a
why-
tad more messy and a little larger than Benito's
and of
bedroom.
course we got a UFO. The
But about the same posters. We can even see a picture of Anya on the wall.
It's still good. It's also good for me.
You know, all these doors remind me of a certain game.
Hell yeah.
Just joking. Let's go. Once we're finished with all that, we can head into the kitchen.
I don't know.
Why am I not moving?
Same. He looks pretty
Oh
cool.
wow,
Wait, do you
another
maybe-
dead body!
maybe not.
So yeah, when you try to look into a kitchen, it's supposedly Anya's father.
Honestly, sell him.
Murdered by a certain someone who also lives here. Totally not Anya. That's it for the houses. Let's move on to the last place I
He
cover,
is?
because the actual most recent place is yet to be
But
completed
I
by
wish
me.
you can like allow friends to enter. Yeah, I see that. I see that. I see that. Maybe he's supposed to wait on the ground spinning. Oh my god, that was actually so close.
For this next section, I'm not going to use any Delta
You
Room
get the
music.
autocorrect part.
It's just
Rising,
going to
understate.
be the sounds of the actual place itself. This game is spring cleaning. It's very calm so far, with a few buildings here and there. One seems to be a family market and the other seems to be a flower business, both of which we really can't enter. After waiting a little bit and having a broadcast about bombings recently going on in the area,
And then died again.
there's some very cheery music despite the current slightly dreary area.
Yeah.
It's even slightly nostalgic in some ways. It's a very nice place. Looking into the flower shop, we don't see much, and we can't even see inside the family market. But there is one door we can enter. This door right here. Walking by, we can see some not very nice messages written to the owner of the household. Very targeted. Seeing as there's stars familiar or commonly associated with Jewish people by process of elimination, this might be Anya's apartment, since the only character that I'm aware that is Jewish is Anya. Everything is a little too calm. Loud in there. But walking into the house, you don't see much. It's the same song and dances before Okay. Living room, kitchen. What was that? Car crash, glass shattering, explosion. Somewhere nearby is getting bombed.
The sequence takes
Anyway.
like 2 hours.
We don't see much, just typical living spaces. Though, walking into the bedroom shows 2 rooms, with posters that we've seen in both of their houses.
Ghost?
So, if we're guessing correctly, that means that the 2 of them live here, sharing the space. That's about it that I've got for those games. That game, at least. I am aware that there's a badge in there, but there's not much I can do about that. Let's head back to calling card.
Dog, you.
That's it for this part. Make your own guesses and such over how you think the story flows. I'll give my personal take. I think that New Days, going with the information that I put in my last video about that, I think New Days is some sort of cult or gang. Probably a gang. They have committed so far 2 acts of terrorism, bombing a house that is down the road and bombing some other unknown place that I'm not sure of. I've seen screenshots of places, and I was wondering if I could meet up with the actual owner at some point, but at the same time, I'm a little scared boy and don't know how to interact with people properly. And I know for a fact that Benito is going to watch this because I told him about making this video before it releases, so yeah. This is what I think the story is. I'm getting back on track. I got distracted. This part isn't scripted. I think that they are part of something, and taking the information that we know, they are regretting it, most likely. Or somebody else leaked information to Detective Song. I haven't actually seen him, and I don't know why. But all I know is that as soon I need to get some updates from him, because I have not actually interacted with him as personally in a little while. Though I do actually quite enjoy this myth. They do some of their world building and story very loosely, but still very well. There is one game that I have not covered in here, and that's because I genuinely do not know what it's for. I think it is for a meeting. I will record that meeting if that does happen. But I think I keep getting distracted. Here's how the story goes. Anya and Benito join this cult, or gang, called New Days, run by Carlos, the owner of the diner. They have committed several crimes already, and they are planning on committing more. At some point in the story, they might have turned on Carlos' back, leaking information to Songler, and now are being labeled as traitors. Though I am unsure if it was Benito, Anya, or if it was some other outside force. I do know that us as players have little impact on what could happen. All we know is that we are quiet observers in this entire shebang. Something to keep in mind, however, is that this is still going. You, person watching this, even though if this doesn't blow up, can still witness what's going on. I really suggest reaching out to the owners of the myth. I will leave the group in the description below, and that's where you can access their official Discord, which you can also find me in. So, that's about all for this video. Next up, I'm probably going to do something that I want to do, because that's what I do every